Summer's coming to an end. It's time to get back to the grind. And the easiest way to get started with that is to start by following a simple routine consistently. You know, it's funny because in mainstream media, in mainstream advice, people tend to think that you change your life with one big heroic moment. Even though deep down we're smarter than that. We realize, okay, changing our lives, it's gonna take a bit of time, a bit of patience, a bit of consistency. Life isn't really a movie, it's more like a marathon. It's not like when the hero saves the world in Spider-Man or whatever, or Marvel movies. Changing your life happens one small step at a time. So the biggest piece of advice I can actually give you if you want to change your life, you want to get back to the grind because summer's over, is to actually start slow and take it one step at a time. A couple years back, I did a funny experiment with my friend. I essentially built this Google Sheet online where on the left side of the screen, my best friend was going to track his habits, what time he went to bed, what time he woke up, if he had taken a cold shower, if he had meditated, how many hours he worked on his business, etc. And on the right side of the screen, I was going to track the same, but for myself. So while we were tracking the same habits, the same work, the same everything, we were going to do one thing different. My best friend of the time was going to take a more relaxed approach. He was really going to take things step by step and not pressure himself too much. He was going to start off by only working a few hours a day, and he would slowly increase it as he felt he could do it. And then the rest of the time, he was simply going to replace instant gratification activities, like for example watching Netflix, with less addictive activities, for example reading a book. Activities that actually give you dopamine after you earn it, like taking a cold shower, exercising, going for a walk, journaling, etc. And he was going to do that for a whole month. While me, on the other hand, I was going to take a hardcore approach, a hustle culture approach. Even though I had literally never done it before, I was going to try getting up at 5 a.m., then take a cold shower immediately after waking up, then I would journal, then I would meditate, then I would literally work for 12 hours per day. I would have no hobbies, nothing to really breathe or take a break. That's what I was going to do. And at the end of the month, we were going to look at our sheet and see who made the most progress, who became the most successful. The results of that small experiment will actually shock you. My best friend worked a lot more than me. He overcame a lot more bad habits than me, while me, I could only stick to my hardcore hustle culture schedule for 2 to 4 days in a row maximum. And then I would be so depleted that for 2 to 3 weeks, I couldn't work at all. I was just doing bad habit after bad habit. And to be honest with you, it took me a while to really just look at this lesson and accept that I couldn't just change everything overnight or do everything perfectly overnight. It's like if you're a couch potato right now and you want to run a marathon, well, you're not going to run the marathon on day 2, obviously. On day 1, you get started, and then slowly you improve yourself, slowly you improve your diet, slowly you become more and more consistent, you go to the gym more and more, and then you end up reaching your goal of running a marathon. And now it's like your new norm. You run a marathon every year pretty much, but it doesn't happen overnight. I know we want fast results. Instant gratification doesn't help. We're literally conditioned for having things quickly right now, and that's great. Like, it's great to order some food and have it delivered to you in 30 minutes, or to buy something on Amazon and you have it on the same day. Like, that is insane. I don't know how they organize themselves to manage same-day delivery. So all these things are great, but they can also trap us if we become too lazy. Because whatever your goals may be, whether you want to make more money, be in great shape, find the love of your life, build a family, anything, these things are not going to happen overnight. They're going to take work, patience, perseverance, and being smart with the things that you do. There's a funny quote that goes, you won't have a baby in 1 month by getting 9 women pregnant. I always believe that we can try to do things faster and better, but at some point, unfortunately, I know you don't want to hear this, I don't either, we also need a little bit of patience. That's part of the game. Now look, since summer's over, you've enjoyed your vacation maybe, on a budget probably, it's time to get back to the grind, yes. But most importantly, it's time to make some fuck you money. It's time to start taking your finances seriously. Because guess what? No one else is going to do it for you. I personally grew up in a low middle class family, so we often lacked money. At some point, we had to choose between paying for medical bills and repairing the car. I would hear my parents constantly complaining about the price of literally anything. The price of bread, the price of tomatoes, the price of electricity, of gas, etc. And at the same time at school, I could see these wealthy kids, they didn't really have anything to worry about. They had all their needs covered. They didn't have to worry about paying for medical bills or repairing the car. They had multiple Porsches and Audis and stuff. They didn't really give a shit about any of these problems. And so that made me realize one thing. If we simply had more money, our life would be so much easier, so much better. Like 99% of all our problems would literally go away. The only things that money can't fix, it's gonna be the death of someone you love. These kinds of things. But whether you have money or not, it's things that we're all gonna have to face at some point. So while you're still alive, while you're still surrounded by all the people you love, why not just do whatever it takes to make more money and to live a better life. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you need to study for a better career or whatever, and then spend the rest of your life slowly climbing the corporate ladder, and then maybe one day, when you're 40, when you're 50, then you can finally enjoy your life, because you make 10, 20, 30K per month. But the truth is, if you have these kinds of jobs, yes, you make a lot of money, but if you live in most countries, first you pay a shit ton of taxes, so most of the time that you spend at work doesn't even go to you, it goes to the state in the form of taxes, and on top of that, you don't even have time to enjoy yourself, like to go on vacation, to spend time with your family, to work on your hobbies, etc. Because you work 60 to 80 hours a week non-stop. And yes, fair enough, you do get 2 weeks of vacations per year until you retire, but like that's it. 2 weeks of vacations a year. How many weeks are in a single year? Remind me? If you want to be able to enjoy your life while you're young, in your 20s, your 30s, and even right now if you're 50, it's never too late to start your own online business and sell digital products. The reason why you should be doing this is because it's literally the easiest and fastest way to make money. When we sell digital products, our profit is insanely high, between 90 all the way up to 98% in profit, meaning that when you make 10K, you get to keep 9,000 to 9,800 in your pocket. With any other kind of business, whether it be a brick and mortar business like a restaurant or a hair salon, a shop, or even like selling physical products on the internet, like selling cool lamps from AliExpress or whatever, profits are very small, between 5 to 20% if you're lucky, but the average is going to be 5 to 15%. So it's really not that much, because out of every 10K you make selling physical products, you only keep $500 to $2,000 if you're lucky. So it's really not that much. Like, just think about it this way. If you're going to put, let's say, 1 hour a day into a business or a job, anything, wouldn't you rather put your 1 hour a day into an opportunity that's going to make you $100 in your pocket, let's say as an example, as opposed to an opportunity that's going to put $10 in your pocket for the same amount of work and effort? Obviously, you'd be pretty smart to choose the opportunity that pays more for the same amount of work and effort. If you want to learn how you can sell online courses, high-ticket programs, etc., even if you don't think you've got any previous experience, when you're done watching this video, click the link in the description below. I've made a free video which explains in detail how this business model works and why it's the best way to make money online in 2025 and in the years to come. And for a limited time, you can also apply to book a free strategy call with me or a member of my team. On that call, we'll see what's really blocking you from making more money and how you could be selling a digital product profitably on the internet. And if it's a good fit, we might make you an offer so you can become our next success story and join my premium mentorship program, where I'm literally gonna grab you by the hand and take you through everything step by step so you can get to financial freedom. Now, we've got very limited spots, so as soon as you're done watching this video, check the link in the description below, watch the video and book your free call. Now, one of the best things I do when I want to get out of a rut, get back into grinding, let's say after summer typically, I'm going to wake up very early. I like to get at least 9 hours of sleep per night, to be more productive, to be sharper, especially when I exercise heavily. I need to give my body the rest it needs to repair itself. So I'm typically not going to wake up earlier than 5 a.m. So I also want to adapt my schedule to having a bit of a social life, even if it's minimal. But waking up early, especially at 5 a.m., has always done wonders for my productivity. Because I wake up early, it's difficult. So I don't feel like opening up my laptop and going on Netflix. That would be the same thing as like drinking vodka right after waking up. It's horrible. So I just wake up, I've done something difficult from the start. I open the window, there's no noise, I can just feel the wind on my skin. It's highly motivating because it makes me think, I'm willing to go the extra mile. I'm willing to do something that most people are not willing to do. Waking up earlier so I can work on my goals, on my business, on my dreams. It proves to yourself that you're actually committed to wanting to do this. And so then what I do is I just go in the kitchen, I make myself a cup of tea, and then I just open up my laptop and I get straight to work. I don't check my phone, it's in a drawer on airplane mode. And on grayscale mode, meaning that at 9 p.m. sharp every single day, my phone turns gray. I can't see the red icons, whatever, it's all gray. Nowadays, most phones have a grayscale mode. You can just go look for it in the settings, and that's pretty awesome, because now you're no longer tempted to open up your notifications because it's not as enticing anymore. You know, when you see that red dot on any app like TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, you literally almost get crazy, you know? You're like an addict, you want to open it, you can't resist it. Well, now if your phone is in black and white, you don't really care as much. And it breaks that mental pattern of looking at the Snapchat app, for example, and wanting to open it so bad. By the way, I've always disliked Snapchat, I just don't fucking get the point of this app, really, but whatever. Something else I'd like to share with you, and this really helped me to get out of a rut every single time, it was to essentially set 3 main goals I wanted to accomplish for the next 6 months. If you don't have any big goals, like actionable, measurable goals, you're not really going to work that hard, because you won't have the motivation to work hard. So if you're wondering why you're still stuck in a rut, why you're still procrastinating, well, most likely you do not have a clear goal, an actionable, step-by-step, measurable goal that you can just reach. So of course now you feel lost. I mean, I'll tell you, when I'm just being lazy, when I'm being idle, when I'm not really working, I feel horrible. Like, I can handle it for a couple of days if I'm really overworked and like burnt out almost, but then I get very bored very quickly. Like, I need that work in my life to be stimulated. And the reason why I'm telling you to only set 3 main goals for the next 6 months is because we only have a limited amount of time and energy every single day. And if you try to achieve 10,000 goals all at the same time, or you try and do so many different things in different fields all at the same time, all that you're going to end up accomplishing is absolutely nothing, because you're going to spread your energy too thin. Instead, if you just focused on 3 main goals in 3 distinct areas of your life, for example, making 100K this year with your online business, getting in shape or reaching a certain weight, and then maybe it could be something about relationships, like finding a better partner, somebody who is not toxic, or for example, learning a new instrument, a new language, taking on a new hobby, etc. Then you only have these 3 goals and that's it. It's pretty easy to spread your energy evenly across these 3 goals, especially since it's about different areas of your life. I love working, but if I didn't work out at all, it would be difficult, because you can't just always be working or working out or, working on your hobbies, etc. And that's why the next point I want to make is that if you want to grind, okay, work hard, but do it strategically. I used to have this mindset of, unless I work every single waking hour of every single day, 365 days a year, then I would never be deserving of success. I was full of shit. I just fell for the trap of becoming a hustle culture addict. It became about working hard, just for the sake of working hard, inflicting pain upon myself, just to feel like I was somehow deserving of success, as opposed to just doing the work I needed to do, but that's it, nothing more. Like, yes, you want to go the extra mile, but you don't want to just work hard on something for the sake of working hard on it, unless you're trying to specifically teach yourself discipline. But then that defeats what I just said, because there is a purpose to working hard. If you sell online courses, high-ticket programs, digital products, literally the best business model ever to make a ton of money doing something you love, you only really need to focus on a few things. And the main thing is literally just making content on social media. That's it. The rest is literally irrelevant. You do not need to go spam people's emails. You do not need to change your profile picture every single day. You do not need to respond to every single comment. You do not need to go on other people's videos and comment on their videos. All you have to do is to make content and then you get customers. That's literally it. I cannot think of an easier fucking business model. Like, seriously. If you're used to this hustle culture approach, at first it's gonna feel weird to work less, to train yourself to only focus on the essential activities. But if you're like me, what's the reason you want to start an online business? What's the reason you want to work hard in the first place? What's the reason you want to get out of the rut in the first place? It's so you can work on your business, be productive, to make more money, so you can be financially free. So you can quit that job that you hate or that you tolerate just because it pays the bills. So you can provide for your family, for the people that you love, so that you can have more time for yourself, time with the people that you love, time to focus on your hobbies. The goal was never to work 18 hours a day just for the sake of it. Even the people that you see working extremely hard, like very, very successful athletes or entrepreneurs, they put themselves through hell. But the only reason they do is because deep down, they love it. Michael Jordan said it himself, you have to love the game. Otherwise, you'll never stick to it. And that's why most people don't succeed. They fall for the trap of wanting to make money quick, but they only think about the money. They don't think about, is it sustainable? Like, is it a sustainable way to make money? Are you gonna enjoy it? Is it high profit? Most people don't think about these things because they're so blinded by money. That's what happens, unfortunately, when you are in survival mode. You only see one thing. You forget all the other elements and then you don't have the full picture. And that's why you fail. If you want me to teach you step by step how I've made thousands of dollars per day, click on the link in the description below. I've made a free video which explains how this business model works in more detail. And for a limited amount of time, you can also apply to book a free strategy call with me or a member of my team. And we'll see what's really blocking you from making more money and what kind of digital product you could be selling. And if it's a good fit, we might make you an offer so you can join my premium mentorship program where I'm literally gonna hold you by the hand and teach you everything step by step until your business is making $10,000 per month consistently. Now, I've got very limited spots for that. So with that said, click on the link in the description below, watch the free video, book your free call, and with that said, I'll see you on the other side.